Hi guys, so recently I've been getting into arbitrage trading. Now, what is this? Where does it come from? And how can we profit from it? Today I'm going to explain exactly the methods I use and the best platform to use when doing this. So none of this is financial advice, but without further ado, let's dive into the video. So here we are on one of my favorite platforms for this, and that is Arbitrage Scanner. Now, what is arbitrage and how can we profit from it? Well, the basic way to explain this is an exchange will actually charge different fees to people for holding positions, whether they are long or whether they are short. And this is basically to help balance the market. So, for example, on futures, if there are tons of 100x leverage longs out there and it's over stimulating the market to the long side for a particular exchange, then they will charge those long orders more fees over time. And this is called a funding rate. Now, each exchange will have different funding rates, and this is exactly where we can make the money. Because if one exchange has a super high funding rate to the long side, and then another exchange has a super low funding rate or a high funding rate to the short side, then there is a massive discrepancy there where on one exchange I could open shorts, another exchange I could open longs, and then as that balances out again, I will be making money in both directions. Now, I know this is pretty hard to understand, but it's a lot easier if we actually just take a look at this, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So this is one of Arbitrage Scanner's tools, and this is the Arbitrage Perpetual section. So what is this? Well, it's basically going to scan all of the major exchanges and then track the funding rates in the perpetual markets. And this will refresh every few seconds here. But if we put this up to 30 seconds and we pick one, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So here we can see IOTA USDT, and there's OKX futures versus BitGet futures. So here we can see VeChain to USDT, and yes, on HTX, it's going to be a certain price, and then on BitGet, it's going to be a certain price as well. But the big way you can make money here is with the funding rates. So here we can see the funding rate is on the right-hand side. We have the spread, and then we have the overall profit there as well. And the goal here when doing this is to find overall profits above 10 cents, and then obviously you put in bigger orders to make money from both exchanges. So if we were to click one of these right now, let's just click this one, we can actually open that chart directly on the platform, and the exchanges that we've picked here and it's highlighted will be on the top right hand side. So we've got MEXC futures and KuCoin here. The latest spread is 0.1%, and the potential profit per 1 inch that we buy could be $2.30. So this is a great example of how we can basically track the entire market easily, pick the ones with the highest profit, and make those trades to adjust the discrepancies with all of the other arbitrage traders. Now, what does this look like in practice? Well, while I've been doing this, I've actually been recording a few examples to show you guys, so let's dive in to one of these now. Now, in this example, I actually saw a nice discrepancy in the H token for HUSDT between Gate.io and Bybit. So what did we do? We opened a long on Gate.io and we opened a short on Bybit. And as we can see here, yes, we are in profit in the Gate.io exchange at $272. And then if we head over to Bybit, we can see that yes, this is where the real money was made, as we made $6,000 on a short. And this is basically how you can use arbitrage to play the market without any big price movements on the chart. Because over time, as these funding rates oscillate, there's actually going to be an equilibrium where all exchanges are heading for. So this is where the money can be made from basically predicting that with the arbitrage bot and taking advantage of it on both exchanges. Now, Arbitrage Scanner has helped me massively with this strategy because normally I was under the impression that you have to actually scan all the markets yourself, but you can see here these guys are just going to provide you with all of the latest funding rates and the potential profit you can make. But what I love about this more than anything is it does have all of this fantastic screeners and everything that you can use, but what really has helped me is the Telegram notifications. So what we can do here is actually set up a Telegram bot and have it actually give us notifications on the exchanges that we use and the potential profit that we can get from certain assets. So if one pops up, then yes, it goes straight to our Telegram, notifies us on our phone. So if we're out and about, we can basically go, yep, okay, on this exchange, open that app, open the long, this exchange, open the short, these are the targets, this is what we're going for. Now, this might look complicated, and as you get to know this system and get to know arbitrage as a whole, you can fill this out yourself. That's fine. But what I love about this is it's actually quite beginner friendly as well, because we can see here they actually have templates for notifications. So we can actually take a look at this, and then it's going to give us essentially the template of the message that we would get and the buy and sell, as well as the exchange that we'd be on. So all we'd have to do is set this up, and then yes, we would get those notifications on the exchanges that we use. Now, they do have this for centralized exchanges, of course, but decentralized exchanges have actually got a lot of traction over the past year. So these guys have actually released their own DEX scanner as well, because you can actually trade futures on these as well now. So this is going to be something that you can be ahead of the curve and actually help balance those exchanges with the funding and make a profit from doing it. Now, these guys support basically all of the top exchanges out there. We've got Gate and Mexi, which from my opinion are some of the most profitable ones here. And yes, if you see your exchange on here, guys, then you're absolutely fine. But my advice would be to actually sign up with as much of these exchanges as possible, because if one does pop up where there is a profitable arbitrage system that you can use, then yes, you will have direct access to that. You simply open the apps or get them up on your computer and then execute those trades without having to quickly make an account and miss the trade. So yes, definitely sign up to as many of these as possible. And then yes, what I have done is actually spread out money across all of them so I can take advantage of any arbitrage opportunities. Now, these guys also have their own white labeling system here, in which yes, you can access them via API, and all of the tools that they use you can deploy on your own domain. And normally for normal B2B services like this, you would be expecting to pay thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. But in this case, you can see it's only $150 per month. So if you do have that network and audience, you could build around this with a fairly cheap startup cost. I actually know a few people that are doing this and they've had pretty decent success. So in terms of value for money here, this is a great way to get going in that area. So if this does interest you, I would highly recommend you check it out in the description. Now, Arbitrage Scanner do offer a lot of products, and one of them is the AI Analyst here. So we can actually ask it a question and it will be trained by all of the data in their infrastructure to basically give you super accurate descriptions and answers based on real live on-chain data. So this could be complete analysis of a token or wallet, capital flow tracking for digital assets, on-chain metrics and monitoring, and aggregated data from dozens of different sources. And that even includes social media, so you could get a sense of sentiment around crypto as well. And because it's trained and based on their own private technology, this is going to be answers that you don't get anywhere else. So normal businesses will try to sell you a crypto analyst based on ChatGPT or something like this, where they've plugged it into the API. In this case, you're actually getting access to the real live data. So you're actually getting something quite unique here that is a lot more smart and attuned to the crypto landscape as it happens. So for example, if I wanted a list of tokens from the Binance Alpha category, what we can do is type that in, press enter. It's actually going to give us a quick response here, showing us exactly what we need to see. It's actually showing us a chart right now in which, yes, we can see all of the statistics, in which, yes, if we did ask ChatGPT for this, it just wouldn't happen. So great stuff here. These guys are definitely making advancements in the AI sector. This is something I see taking the space by storm, so definitely get involved sooner rather than later with this. Now, they do have a bunch of other products here, such as sentiment analysis, messaging services, an NFT scanner, and guides and cases to help educate you more on the arbitrage space, as well as that crypto API and the white labeling system as well here. But how much does all this cost? Well, if you are interested, it is literally only $100 per month here. And obviously, if you purchase bigger subscriptions, you're going to save a lot more money. If you were to buy 1 year, for example, which if you are a trader and you've seen how the examples have helped me here, yes, you could potentially get something like this, in which, yes, you're going to be saving thousands of dollars for that yearly subscription. So great stuff there. But in terms of value here, you're getting access to all of this stuff on the left. You get that arbitrage side of things, you get the AI, you get wallet analysis, sentiment analysis, and much more here. And it's all for super cheap. And if you do use the link in the description, guys, you can actually get this for $30 per month as well. So definitely check that out. But that is Arbitrage Scanner. Definitely check it out in the description, guys, because we've seen with the use case today that this is something that helps on the trading side of things. You don't have to worry about those high leverage liquidations or anything like this, because it is a very quick system in which you just scan the markets and you get the information you need, open the trades, have your targets, and then go from there. So if you do want to try Arbitrage Scanner, definitely check it out in the description. But that is going to be it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.